Hello everyone. We will discussing today the classification of meristem. Dear student, in last video we have talked about what is meristem and what are the characteristic features of meristem. In the today's video we will discussing the entire classification of meristem. So, as we know very well the classification of meristematic tissue based on various types. The first classification of meristem based on origin and development on the basis of position in plant body, meristem based on function, and last on the basis of plane of division. The first classification of meristematic tissue based on origin are and development, which are categorized in three types, that is promeristem, primary meristem, and third is the secondary meristem. In promeristem, this promeristem, it is also called as the primordial meristem. This promeristem or the primordial meristem, which are found into the embryonic stage. It means this embryonic stage, it is also called as the embryonic meristem. So what is the prime function of meristem? So the prime function of meristem are the primary meristem. These primary meristem, it is the prime function of promeristem or the primordial meristem, isn't it? Before we going to primary meristem or secondary meristem, we know about the what are the channel or what are the channel of primary meristem and secondary meristem. How the primary meristem is formed and how the secondary meristem are formed. In the primary meristem, to form a differentiation, what is differentiation? So, the differentiation means the cell lose the power of division. It means cell become mature, right? So, we get the primary meristem, and these primary meristem goes differentiation and to form a primary permanent tissue, isn't it? These primary permanent tissue undergoes a de-differentiation, means the again gain the power of division and get converted into the secondary meristem. And this secondary meristem is redifferentiated. It shows again the redifferentiation and form a secondary permanent tissue. Understood? It means the primary meristem is dedifferentiated and to form a primary permanent tissue, isn't it? These primary permanent tissue dedifferentiated and to form a secondary meristem. These secondary meristem redifferentiated and to form a secondary permanent tissue. So, the second type is that the primary meristem. In that, the primary meristem to form a promeristem, isn't it? So, it is formed by early in plant and to form a primary plant body. So, it forms the primary permanent tissue by differentiation, isn't it? So, how the primary meristem is formed? It forms the primary permanent tissue by the differentiation. Then what are the example of primary meristem? Basically, the three main example of primary meristem. The main example of primary meristem is that the apical meristem and intercalary meristem. This apical meristem and intercalary meristem both are the primary meristem, and these interfascicular cambium, it is the third example of primary meristem. So before we study the interfascicular cambium, this apical meristem and intercalary meristem, which are responsible for the primary growth in plant body. So it means that they increase the height of plant body or increase the length of plant body. Then in the interfascicular cambium, which are responsible for the formation of secondary growth, where the interfascicular cambium is formed, these interfascicular cambiums are formed in vascular bundle. Means they are present in between the xylem and phloem. That is known as the intrafascicular cambium. So the next type is that the secondary meristem. As we already studied, the primary meristem is differentiated to form the primary permanent tissue. These primary permanent tissue de-differentiated to form secondary meristem. Secondary meristem re-differentiated to form a secondary permanent tissue. These secondary meristem form a secondary permanent tissue, and it is responsible for the secondary growth of plant. It means this secondary meristem, the good example is that the interfascicular cambium. In primary meristem, which contain the intrafascicular cambium, which are present in between the xylem and phloem. But in secondary meristem, there is a interfascicular cambium. What are the difference between the intra and interfascicular cambium? Interfascicular cambium means the cambium ring which are present in two vascular bundle, that is known as the interfascicular cambium. And intrafascicular or the fascicular cambium means the cambium ring which are present inside the vascular bundle or in between the xylem and phloem. These both inter and intrafascicular cambium which are responsible for the formation of secondary growth. With the help of these vascular bundle is responsible to increase the girth of plant body. Now coming to the next classification based on position. On the basis of position, again it is categorized in three types, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. What is apical meristem? Meristematic tissues are present at the tip or at the apex of at the root or shoot, at the apex of root and shoot, that is known as the apical meristem, and these apical meristem which are responsible to increase the height of the plant body. So this increase the height of the plant body, it is the function of apical meristem. Then next is that the intercalary meristem. In intercalary meristem, which are present at the base of the leaves and the internodal portion. Means intercalary meristems are present in between the internode. In between the two internodal positions, there is a formation of intercalary meristem. These intercalary meristem which are responsible or which are help to growth of leaves and branches. Next is that the lateral meristem. Lateral means either side, right? So cells are present in side by side, which are going to help increase the girth of the plant or increase the longitudinal axis of the plant. And these lateral meristem is responsible for the secondary growth. Here again, the lateral meristem. So there is again the formation of the primary lateral meristem and the secondary lateral meristem. In the primary lateral meristem, there is the fascicular or the intrafascicular cambium is present, and secondary lateral meristem, there is the interfascicular cambium is present. So there is the cambium, vascular cambium, and the formation of cork cambium is present. Because of these cork cambium and vascular cambium, the complete secondary growth is formed, so that this vascular cambium or the cork cambium is responsible for increasing the girth of the plant. So next is the meristem based on function. They again categorize in three types: protoderm, procambium meristem, and the ground meristem. So first is that the what is protoderm. If you imagine a root or stem, imagine the outermost covering of the root or stem. These outermost covering, it is the protoderm, or it is known as the epidermis. This protoderm, it is the mother of epidermis. It means protoderm or epidermis, it is the outermost layer of the root or stem tissue. Then the procambium. This procambium, which are present into the young part, which give rise to the vascular bundle. What is vascular bundle? In these vascular bundle, there is a presence of xylem and phloem. And these xylem and phloem are combined and to form a procambium. Next is that the ground tissue. In central part, that is, there is the pith region or the pericyclic region, cortical region, and endodermal region is present. And that region, it is known as the ground meristem. For this protoderm, procambium, and ground meristem, these are present where mostly these three are present in young parts, which give rise to all these parts. See, protoderm, it is the outermost layer, procambium, it is the innermost layer, and ground meristem, which is the cortical or pericyclic layer. Now, the next type is classification on the basis of plane of division. The first type, that is the mass meristem, rib or file meristem, and third, that is the plate meristem. In mass meristem means that here the cell divides in all planes, either this side, this side, this side, or this side. In all direction, the cell of this meristem is divided, so that it increase the volume. It increase the volume of tissue. The good example of mass meristem is that young embryo, endosperm, sporangium, and the spores. Next is that the rib meristem. It divides anticlinally in only one plane. So, if one plane means there is just look like a column-like structure is present, it means the cell is divided either this side or either this side. Only in one direction. That is known as the rib meristem. The example of rib meristem is cortex, pith of roots and cortex of stem. The next is that the plate meristem. It divides anticlinally in two planes. What is anticlinally? Anticlinally means the division which occurs perpendicular to the surface. It means the cell which are divided in this direction or again in this direction. So this type of division, it is known as the plate meristem. This plate meristem which are formed into the embryonic stage at the development stage of endosperm or embryo. I hope you understand the classification of meristem. Thank you.